Hi FlossTube, welcome back to my channel. My name is Robin and this is my channel Lady Robins, both here on FlossTube and also on Instagram. Thank you for stopping in and checking up on what I'm doing. In case you are brand new here, this is a FlossTube channel where I talk about my cross stitching. And if you're one of my loyal subscribers, welcome back. Thanks for being here. I really appreciate you all watching and commenting and liking and doing all those things. So thank you. Thank you. Thank you. This is my FlossTube number 52. Can you believe I've done 52 of these? I can't. It seems like it just started yesterday. I'm having so much fun. Today is Monday, and I'm going to check my calendar, the 19th of October, and it's the afternoon, so we of course have our mug of the week, and this one is a super cool one. This is one of the Disney ones. This is Disney Hollywood Studios. And because it's afternoon, I've already had my allotment of coffee for the day, so I just have ginger ale in here. I love a good ginger ale, do you? I love that stuff. Okay, I'm probably going to have to stop and start this video a couple of times. I have a ton of stuff to show you because I have been gone for, did I miss one or did I miss two? I'm not sure. I at least missed one filming. I'm just going to fill you in really quick and then we'll get on to the stitching. So this will probably be a little bit longer video because I do have quite a bit of things to show you. So if you want to pause right here and go get a beverage, I think that would be a good idea. Let's grab my beverage. Okay, I'm going to have that ginger ale and then we'll get to the talking. Alrighty, so 2 weeks ago on Monday, I was out bopping around doing my thing, came home, passed my dad in the street, got out of the car, and went into the house and said to my husband, what was that all about? My mom had fallen and broken her hip. The ambulance was on the way. She was over at a girlfriend's house. They were having a socially distanced Bible study. Her and 5 of her best friends, they've been getting together for Bible studies forever. So that was not a fun day. We ended up, of course, at 2 hospitals because you can't just go to one. Got to go to 2. My mom is a retired surgical nurse. She has terrible short-term memory loss, and you tell her something and 5 minutes later you have to tell her the exact same thing because she does not remember. So she was a retired surgical nurse. The only place that she wanted to get treated is at the hospital she retired from, and she wouldn't hear about doing anything anywhere else. So despite the fact that there were lovely, competent people at the closest hospital to where her girlfriend lived, we ended up, after 5 hours in Hospital A, they had to transfer her by ambulance to Hospital B so that she would finally accept treatment. It's been a nightmare, you guys. It has not been fun. She did end up having a partial hip replacement. She's home now. She's got a walker. Physical therapy, in-home physical therapy starts tomorrow. It has been a trial. There's no two ways about it. It has been a trial. When she first got home from the hospital, my sister and I, between the 2 of us, were there anywhere between 4 and 5 times a day. We're down to being over there 2 and 3 times a day. So that's better. But they need someone to make the meals. They need someone to do the laundry. They've got a Rambler with a daylight basement. Where's the washer and dryer? It's in the basement. Nobody can get down there. I can't have my dad going down there. Besides, my dad couldn't do laundry if his life depended on it, so it's up to my sister and I to do the laundry. Excuse me, my nose itches. So that's where I've been. That's what I've been doing. Yeah, it's not fun. We are working on all of those things, finding a home health care person to come in, help them with bathing and dressing and all that stuff, you guys. So that has been my last 2 weeks. I have stitched pretty exclusively on one piece, and I will show you that because I've made great progress, because it's a fun stitch, it's an easy stitch, and there's big areas with the same color, so I didn't have to do all that fiddly stuff of swapping out threads over and over again. I needed something that I could pull out and work on and de-stress and feel like I was making great progress. So I'm going to show you what I have been stitching on. Before I do that though, what I was going to show you in the FlossTube that got canceled because of the fall, I have got a finish, an FFO, a fully finished object to show you. So let's start with that because that's super fun. Okay, let me just reach over here. Sorry. There we go. It seems like I finished this 100 years ago. It was only 2 weeks, but it seems like 100 years. So my autumn alphabet is on the horn book. You guys, look how great that looks. I am super thrilled with this finish. I am really happy. Okay, having said that, the only thing I worry about is you can see down the side, so I might make some cording and wrap it around the edges, because I don't want people peeking inside and seeing that. That doesn't look pretty. So if you look at it face on, it looks fantastic. The sides, maybe not so much. So I think once things calm down, I think I will make some cording to put on this guy, just to hide the interior. And what I did, if you are working on this, I will give you a pro tip. What I did notice is that the middle of this kind of sunk a little bit because of the fabric on the edges. So I ended up putting right smack dab in the middle a smaller piece of the mat board, so it won't sag over time. So I built it up in the interior to stop that from happening. So there you go. So that is my FFO that I finished. Very happy with that. Now, what was my pretty monogamous piece that I stitched on? Let me show you. I am super excited to show you where I've gotten to on, let me see if I have, looking for my cover sheet. That's what I'm looking for. Here it is, here it is, here it is. Okay, I worked pretty exclusively on Barbie Petal Pusher's Fresh Picked Pumpkins. And you can see on my little tag here, I always forget to tell you the fabric. This is on a 32 count linen. The colorway is Lambswool. So that's what it's stitched on. And when last we met, I'm shedding like a cat, sorry. I had finished the pumpkins in the, kind of in the middle. I got the entire border across the bottom done. I got up the, well, for me, it's, when I'm looking at it this way, it's the left-hand side, but it's probably the right-hand side, right? I got the right-hand border completely done, the little leaves in both corners, and of course I got the pumpkin stitched in. Now what's interesting, I don't know where I got off, but if you look on the chart here, there's supposed to be a double border across the top here. Now, as I am getting ready to do that, I got off someplace. I don't know what I did. So what I'm probably going to have to do is there's 2 rows of stitching here. I'm probably just going to leave off that interior bit of the border. That's okay. Nobody will know, right? Just between you and me. It'll be fine. I'm personalizing my piece. Which, you know what? It's not going to hurt the piece not to have that. And my thinking is, now the bottom area is done, and there's not a double border down on the bottom. So it'll be fine up on the top if I don't have that interior line running. I'm literally 1 stitch off, but it's not going to leave any space between that leaf and where that interior border is. So we're just going to let it go, which is fine. Fine with me, because I'm ready for a finish. I'm ready for a finish on this piece. And I think pumpkins is not just Halloween, right? That'll definitely work for Thanksgiving here in the US, because our Thanksgiving is in November. So I think if I get this done, I can have it up in October and November. Perfect. 2 months it can be displayed. I'm really excited about how far I got on this. In fact, I gotta tell you a cute story about my mom, because I told you, you know, she was in the hospital, had a hip replacement. So I've had a lot of, not a lot, but I've had times where I've had to sit and stitch while I'm waiting at an appointment. One of the really funny stories was she was in the hospital. I wasn't in there. My sister was there, and my mom looked over at the drapes in the hospital room. She doesn't know where she is. She's on oxycodone. She's stoned out of her gourd. She looks at the drapes and she says, "I can't believe I would pick those drapes. They're just ugly." You guys, you gotta find the giggles where you can. And I was like, yeah, she wouldn't have picked those drapes. So anyway, poor mom. She is doing really well with the walker. This morning she had a doctor's appointment and helped get her in and out of the car, and you know, walking up to the doctor's office, all that stuff. For some reason she was walking on her tiptoe and she didn't realize she was doing it. And I just pointed out, "Hey Mom, I don't know why you're not putting weight on your heel. Do you have a problem? Do you have pain down there?" She's like, "No, I don't know why I'm doing that." The second I pointed it out to her, she started walking normal. It was the weirdest thing. Brains are weird things, right guys? Okay, so that is what I stitched on during all this, you know, accident trauma. But before that, I had made a little bit of progress on a couple of pieces, which I'm just going to show you because you would have seen this a couple of weeks ago. So stitching is stitching, right? We get to show what we did. So excuse me, I got some work done on cinnamon stars. So let me show you where I'm at. Oh my goodness, this is a wrinkled mess. Oh, yikes. Oh well, you'll forgive me, right? So what I got done on cinnamon stars was I almost completed all of the stitching around that red door. Because when I picked this thing up, I was way up here under those windows. So I got all the way down here, and I've just got a little bit of fill-in left to do. And then I can move on to the other side of that cabin. I think it's a cabin. And once I get that done, oh, I'm looking forward to stitching those pumpkins and sunflowers, and I think that scarecrow is going to be a complete blast to stitch. So I won't make my goal of getting this guy finished before Halloween and Thanksgiving, I don't think. But I did look back in my files and I found out that I started this one this year in February. I think it was my birthday. February 15th is, I think, what the date said. So I'm shooting for a finish by February 15th, by my birthday. That's my goal for Cinnamon Stars, and I think that's completely doable. So there's where I got to on Cinnamon Stars. All right, the other one that I worked on was my long dog, my Cardinal Points. So let me show you where I'm at on Cardinal Points. So I know I show this to you every time. Here it is. Here's the chart. And I am working up here in that corner. That is page 1 on that chart. And in classic Robin style, I have a thread hanging off it. So I think when I started this, I think I still had to finish like this little flower and those, and then I started this whole urn. So I'm just about done with the blue there. And what I noticed also when I was working on this is there's a couple more of these kind of leaf clusters to go over that way, but I almost have page 1 finished on Cardinal Points. So I was thinking it would be great to end this year with page 1 finished. So that's my goal for Cardinal Points, is I'd like to get page 1 finished before the end of the year. I love stitching on this one. I would have loved to have made more progress on this one. The problem is, in the middle of the accident, drama, I didn't have the brain power available to switch all these colors. I couldn't do it. I needed something that had big blocks of color that I could stick to. I just couldn't do it. Doesn't mean I am giving up on it. It just means I just needed a few more brain cells available. So that's where I got to on Cardinal Points. And let's see here. What else did I stitch on? Okay, I started something. I have no business starting things, but I started a small. Now, of course, there's a story. Here is the pattern. This is called Smell My Feet. It's by Lottie Daw. Now, I had seen, I think it was Carol Saltbox Stitcher, show her completed piece. I fell in love with it. And I started looking for that pattern. And here's my start. I love those. I love those swirls on the toes of the shoes. I just think those are fantastic. And before I forget, because I got my tag here, I am stitching this on a 32 count Weeks linen, and this is the color Havana. I adore Havana. I love, love, love Havana. I was so happy to get this pattern. So the story on this pattern is this was in a Just Cross Stitch Halloween issue, and like way back in the day, like 2011, 2009, 2008, somewhere in there. So I mentioned this to some girls. We were having lunch, and I can talk about that briefly. And Audrey, Stitchy Witch 42, she absolutely took up my quest. I said, I have Googled, I have looked in Etsy, I have gone to the La-Di-Da site. I cannot find this pattern anywhere. She Instagram messaged me that she thought she knew where it came from. Yep, it came from the magazine, so it's not a chart you can purchase. You have to find that old magazine. Turns out, Audrey, thank you, Audrey, thank you, thank you, thank you. She had that magazine. She was able to loan me the chart so I can stitch it. I can hardly wait. I'm so thrilled. And I gotta show you. I got a bag order. I'll show you that in a minute or two. But it came with this fantastic Victorian motto floss in the colorway Rustic Pumpkin. So up here for the little witchy socks, I'm gonna do it in this. I'm gonna do it in this Rustic Pumpkin. I think it's gonna look fantastic. Let me hold it up. Isn't that gonna look great together? I think it's gonna look fantastic. So, that was my start. I just needed a little tiny start. This chart has 2 colors. Totally where I'm at right now. Something easy peasy lemon squeezy. So there's my start. Okay, let me pause the video, clean up my mess, and then we're gonna move into FFO territory, haul, plans, all that good stuff. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, so I cleaned up a little bit. I have a little space on my desk, and let me show you. I was talking about a bag that I purchased. I have subscribed to the So Much to Love Bag of the Month Club. Although I don't do it every month. I think I signed up for 6 a year, so every other month. Okay, so this is this month's bag. You guys, isn't this pretty? Can you see that? Look at, there's little ghosties in there. I love the zipper pull. That's not showing there. There we go. Beautiful orange color. There you can see the backing. It's really subtle. You don't realize that, you know, you've got pumpkins and ghosts in there until you take a good look at it. The fabric inside is also really super cute. But beyond that, they included 2 flosses, 2 Victorian motto flosses. Let me get a paper so you can see these properly. So we've got, you know, a black and an orange. And let's see, this one, the black one's called Midnight, and then the orange one is that Rustic Pumpkin, which I'm gonna use on this La-Di-Da Smell My Feet, so I'm totally psyched for those. We always get some tea, we get a snack, love a good snack, right? And then this time, we also received an exclusive cross-stitch pattern, which is adorable. I think because I've got so much Havana left that I'm going to have left over from the Smell My Feet, I'm going to do this also on Havana, and I'm going to use the Midnight Victorian motto floss that they provided. But I think these pumpkins, I think I'm going to do that in the Rustic Pumpkin floss that they sent. I think that'll be super cute. So I am thrilled with my bag from So Much to Love. If you guys need a bag, you might go check out her website. It's I think it's on Etsy. I'll link it below in the show notes so that you can have the opportunity to check her out. So that was bag number 1. And then I went crazy and I bought a second bag. This is from Cricklewood Crossing, and it is a Harry Potter themed bag, which is so cute. And look at that fabric. Look at that fabric. And then look at her zipper pull. We've got the golden snitch there. And then on the back, she must have one of those embroidery machines. We have got a fantastic crest. And she was so dear, she included a fantastic skein of floss. This is a Classic Colorworks Just Rust. And let me get, where did my white piece of paper go? Here it is. Look at the color on that. Isn't that pretty? Yeah, I'm gonna have to find something good to use on that. So that was my other bag that I purchased. And then of course she's so sweet, she included a handwritten note, which I will keep in the bag to remind me. So Cricklewood Crossing is another person you can get amazing bags through, and she is also on Etsy. So I will link her as well. So that was my other bag. Then my floss of the month from Color and Cotton showed up, and I get all 10 monthly colors because I'm a greedy pig, right? So I get the I don't know what they call it, the super colorful pack and the neutral pack. So these are what was in the color pack, and oh, I just love these. So I'll just go through them quickly. This one is called Submarine. So it's kind of a silvery gray color. Yum, right? We can always think of something to do with that. Then we've got an absolutely fantastic red called Red Woolen Mittens. Can you see the variegation in that? That's gonna stitch up really cool. Then we've got Pickle. I love that. I love that name and I love that color. Again, nice variegation, sorry. We've got Carolina Blue. Couldn't be prettier. And then we've got Dark Indigo. Almost a black color. Isn't that neat? So that's kind of the more colorful side of her offerings this month. And then for our neutrals, there's some really fantastic neutrals in here. So here are the neutrals. A good selection of, you know, browns and rust colors, and I'll just go through these quickly. So we've got Barnwood is the dark one here, and the more terracotta is called Old Brick. Then we've got Russet. Yeah, that reminds me of good old russet potato. We've got Old Moss is this one. And then this one is Rose Gold. Aren't those beautiful? So thank you, Color and Cotton, for another fantastic selection of flosses. I can hardly wait to sub these into some projects. So those were kind of my subscription things this month. And then I have got more FFOs to show you. I went nuts about, I don't know, 6 weeks ago, and I boxed up all sorts of things that were stitched and not finished, and I sent them down to Acorns and Threads, where JoLyn, the finisher there at Acorns, took all of my finished cross-stitch pieces and turned them into fantastic fully finished objects. So they are right next to me. I do have to reach down and grab them, but I want to show you my fully finished objects from JoLyn. You guys, if you need somebody to help you finish things, JoLyn is your gal. She really does a great job. I will link Acorns and Threads in my show notes, so if you need that, just contact Acorns and Threads. They'll have you ship it to them. JoLyn goes to the shop once a week to do drop-offs and pickups, so it's worth every cent. All right, so I have 6 finished pieces from JoLyn. All right, here we go. The first one is one of those limited edition Prairie Schoolers, and she created this fantastic pillow with her trademark herringbone stitch all the way around. Isn't this gonna look great on display in December? So there is finish number 1. The next one I couldn't be happier with. I told her I would like it to be a flat fold, and she did it. This is my Whale by Roveras. Look at that. Look at that, you guys. Isn't this amazing? It is just darling. I am very happy with how this turned out. So there is finish number 2, flat fold, the Roveras Whale. All right, 2. The third one. Okay, you guys, I threw this in the box almost as an afterthought. I was just like, you know, it's not much, and she'll probably turn into a little pillow. No. She created almost like a pocket, like a pillow pocket, right? But what she included was this acrylic stand. It just slips onto the acrylic. Boom. There it is. So it can just sit and live anywhere in my house. Isn't that cool? This, my friends, is brilliant. Brilliant. That is finish number 3. Can you believe that? I can't even, if you need the information about what this chart is, I can put that in the show notes if you want. I did this in 2009, and I don't have any of that information at the top of my head, but isn't that cool? Look at that. I mean, very, very primitive. Look at, she's even, you know, done a running stitch. It couldn't be sweeter. Yeah, she does amazing work. And then the last 3 are ornaments. I'm going to have new ornaments, you guys. Look at this. These are all from Lila's studio. Do you remember when I was stitching those last year? There we have it. So there's number 1. There's Noelle. Number 2, Rejoice. And again, her classic herringbone finish on the back. And then the last one, Love. Isn't that great? And again, with our fantastic herringbone finish. And then she's got the chenille trim. Look at those. Aren't those going to look amazing on my Christmas tree this year? So, this video, you guys, is chock full of fully finished objects. We have 7. I don't think that will ever happen again. So, I couldn't be happier with how JoLyn finished my objects. The only one I asked for a specific item was the whale. She knocked it out of the park on all of them, but she knocked it out of the park on the whale. She did exactly what I asked her to. So that was my finished objects. Now, because I was at Acorns and Threads, you know I did a little shopping. Let me clean up my desk. We'll trot out the haul, and then I will let you go. Well, maybe we'll talk about plans. 1 second. All right, I have my desk cleaned up and prepped for haul. So I went down, like I said, to Acorns and Threads. I picked up all my finished objects. Because I was there, I was able to do a little shopping, and it just so happened that the day I had selected to go down there, I have to go down to OHSU, Oregon Health and Science University, once every 3 months for scans, and it was scan day, and I always feel like if I'm gonna be brave and get a scan, I need some cross-stitch rewards, right? So I really rewarded myself. But the fun part was there were already 3 people that were going down to Acorns and Threads, and no, actually it was 4 people, and I just barged right in on their little party and had the best time. I met Becca Sambry Stitches, Fiona of Fiona's Little Craft Cottage, Audrey Stitchy Witch 42, and of course Anna of Stitch Roadie. So we all got to go in. Of course she can only have 4 people in the shop at a time, but that's okay. Let me tell you though, panic shopping began. Everything I saw that I wanted, I picked up and just drug it straight to the counter. I didn't have time to think about it. So I bought way more than I would have otherwise, because I would have maybe wandered around and thought, well, I'll get that next time. Well, I'll put that down. And it was just like, no, I can only be in here for so much because I don't want others waiting outside, you know, to think that she's never going to leave and blah, blah, blah. And so I bought way too much. Just putting that out there. Let the parade of purchases begin. So the first thing I picked up was Heartstring Samplery. What a time to be alive. I don't know what I'm going to do on this one. I don't know what fabric. I don't know what floss. But it just felt like something I just had to have. Not to be outdone, we've got Lindsey Stitches. We 3. I think this is absolutely fantastic. And I did buy a green fabric to stitch it on. Now this green is much brighter than the green in her model stitch, but I liked it. So this is a 36 count, picture this plus, in the color Kermit. I think these are gonna be a good marriage. The next thing that I picked up was Brenda Gervais, Coffee First. I'm a coffee hound. We all know that. I've been eyeing this forever. It was sitting right there calling my name, so Coffee First. And then Loohoo Stitches, I picked up Autumn Fling. I just think that is charming. I have no plans of starting this one this year. I think I will hold on to this and I will do this next year in time for autumn. The other thing that I picked up was Handson Design, My Stitcher's Heart. And I just think this chart is brilliant. There are 5 different things you can make from this one chart. I think it's totally worth the money that I spent on it. I don't know when I'm going to start any of this. It will probably be in 2021, but it's been on my list of things that I wanted to stitch. So I treated myself well on scan day. And then the other one that, again, I don't think I'll stitch this year. It'll probably be next year. But Quaker Pumpkins by Hello from Liz Matthews. I think this is a brilliant chart. I can hardly wait to do those Quaker Pumpkins. And I don't know, I might change the word. All Hallows Eve is very clever. I like that. However, if I change it to something more fall themed, then I can keep it out longer. So I might switch out the words when I stitch it, but that's not going to be right away. Okay, and then the last thing that I purchased at Acorns was Chubby Bird. This is an exclusive to Acorns and Threads, done by Jeanette Douglas, and I picked up the cute little tart tin that you finish it in. So this is a complete kit, you guys. It comes with the finishing. It comes with the fabric. The only thing it doesn't include is the linen. So you have a choice. You can do your own thing. So I think that's a pretty good way to do it. Let people have a choice. So I already showed you the Kermit linen that I picked up, and then I did pick up this 40 count Newcastle, which I think will work for chubby birds. Yep, I think that will work out well for that. And the other thing I picked up was Nantucket Brew, which is an R&R linen. This is a 32 count. And I'm thinking this might be what I do Coffee First on. I thought that was super cute. I've seen so many really adorable Halloween pieces stitched on purple that I don't know what, whoops, random thread. I don't know what I'm going to stitch on this, but I just wanted a little purple in my stash, so I picked up a 32 count Weeks Lilac. So, something fun. It'll probably be something out of the Halloween issue of Just Cross Stitch. There's some good charts in here, and you know, it's not a very big piece. I can definitely get a small, maybe 2 on this. So, just wanted to have it around. The other thing that that I did go down with a bit of a plan for is Ellen from Maximum Cross Stitch Power Hour. She had a really neat experience. She had shown a coverlet that had been made for her family, and the people at Modern Folk Embroidery contacted her and asked if they could chart it, and so they did, and so I bought it. And I picked up a 36 count white Edinburgh linen, 36 count white, and I want to make a table runner for my dining room table using this chart. I don't know if I'm going to do it in 1 color or 2. I have not decided, but I definitely want to make a runner. This will take me a long time. I mean, this chart, you guys, oh my gosh. It is, how many pages is it? 1, 2, 3, 4. It's 4 pages long. However, you can make this as long as you want, because this is the whole chart, and they've just repeated it 3 times for the cover. I thought, I gotta do that. So, that is all of my purchases from Acorns and Threads. It was so fun to be down there, to be in the shop, to see all my friends. And I just have to show you my friend Audrey, Stitchy Witch 42. She is doing junk journals, and she had a little envelope of fantastic bits to go in a journal and gave those to all of us. So look at how cool these, I love this. Audrey, this is fantastic. Love it. And then this little one is even interactive. It's got like a floss that pulls out of the cute little pocket. So anyway, thank you, Audrey. I really appreciated that. All right, so I have got a lot of new stuff, right? I had a new start. I have 7 finishes, so my stack of things that need to be finished, I only have 3 things. And my husband has decided that he would like to try his hand at making picture frames because the 3 pieces I need finished, I feel need to be framed. So he's going to try new things out in the garage making frames. I'm going to probably mount them on mat board, use my stitchery tape. We'll see between the two of us if we can get some stuff done. Because one of the things, I've got it sitting right here, one of the things that I need to get finished right away is Bent Creek, Let's Be Thankful. I finished this last year and it has been riding around the craft room. And so this is one of the pieces I want my husband to make a frame for. So that's on my list of things to finish. And he came home with the wood from Lowe's yesterday. So hopefully before Thanksgiving, we will have a Rob Schultz special frame. It'll be great. Okay, plans. So plans are I want to finish Fresh Picked Pumpkins by Barbie Petal Pusher. I definitely want to finish Smell My Feet by Lottie Daw and turn it into a cute little pillow. I want to make more progress. I didn't show it because I didn't stitch on it, but I want to make more progress on playing with jacks. And then, of course, I'd like to get a page finish on the Cardinal Points. So I'm pretty close to that. Those are the things that are calling my name that I want to stitch on. I think that's my plan. And then, of course, it's nice to have plans, but also my time is limited because of the amount of help I'm needing to give my parents. So don't hold me to it. You know, things could change in a heartbeat, but we're doing good around here. We're just having to change what we do with all of our free time. All right, you guys, I hope you are having a fantastic week. I hope you're getting lots of stitching done. I also want to thank you for the nice comments you left on my application to become a rep for the Black Needle Society. That would be a kick in the pants if that happens. But even if it doesn't happen, it was a fun experiment to do an audition application through FlossTube. Who knew that was a thing? I appreciate your nice comments. That was super sweet, you guys. All right, I wish you a good week, and I will see you in a week, unless things go sideways. Hopefully they won't. Hopefully we're all in the mend and healing up great. All right, my friends, you have a good week, and I will see you later. Stitch happy. Okay, bye, guys.